Hey guys, it's Nina Soul here with Spiritual Vibes. I am just leaving my house right now. I am about to go and visit a friend of mine. I haven't seen her in a while, so kind of excited I haven't seen her. And it's always nice to catch up with friends, especially when you have a lot to talk about. So yeah, I'm on my way over there. I've never been to her house, so if you guys catch me looking down, I am looking at directions and hoping that I don't get lost, because I was gonna use my GPS, but then I was like, I wanted to make this video, so I was like, yeah, fuck it, I'm just gonna MapQuest it, write the directions down, and hope that I can find it, which I'm sure I'll be able to. But so anyways, it's a beautiful day out here in Chicago. It's cold, but it's very bright and sunny, and it's just nice. So yeah, the temperature though, it's cold, but yeah, so I'm enjoying the day. I woke up early today and got quite a lot of things done, so happy about that. So I guess my discussion today, I wanted to kind of talk about the God and Goddess, believing in God and Goddess and energies and things like that, because I know that there are some people that only worship their goddess, or they only worship their God. And for me, it's both. It's both, really. So I had come up with this because, like I had told, I believe I told you guys in another video, I get messages from Spirit, and I believe it's called clairaudience. I believe it's called clairaudience. Kind of like where my messages from Spirit come to me as a thought in my head. Usually they are in my own voice. Sometimes I've had it where that thought will have a different voice. So it's just Spirit's way of communicating with me. So I had this idea. It wasn't an idea, it was like a knowing. I had this knowing the other day. I had this knowing the other day. I believe it was after I had a discussion with Tequila, with Lady Gravedancer, about gods and goddesses. So I guess I kind of been thinking about our conversation a lot, and then that's when it came to me, this message came to me, that we all, every single one of us, worship a god and a goddess. Whether we like to think so or not, we all do. So for those of you that only say that you worship only your goddess, but you're married and you're good to your husband, you treat your husband good, you're faithful to your husband, you cook for your husband, you do his laundry, whatever the case may be, or even your wife, you're good to your wife, you buy your wife things, you take her out on dates, you cater to her, things like that. These are all things that we do for our gods and goddesses. So the way that I see it, we are all connected to our gods and goddesses in some way. Usually a person will pick their goddess based off of their connection. So if there's a certain goddess or a deity that's calling to you, and you do your research and you find out information about this goddess or this deity, you will find that a lot of the things that you read, it almost feels like you're reading about yourself in a way. And that's, I don't know if that's for everybody, but for me, that's how I felt when Yemaya called to me. I did my research on her, and I seriously felt like I was reading about myself, because I don't have any children, but I have a very mothering nature to me. I mother other people's children. For a long time, I would take care of other people's kids, sometimes for weeks. I would take care of their children because they just were not in the right place at the moment to take care of their kids on their own. So I did it. I didn't expect anything in return. I just did it because I love kids. I love kids. I love animals. Everything that I had read about Yemaya. Hold on, sorry, I gotta switch lanes. Everything that I had read about Yemaya somehow felt like I was reading about myself. So I was so connected to her. And then she had called upon me. And showed herself to me, and that's when like I said, I did my research, and it was like I seriously felt like I was reading about myself. So I was, like I said, I was so connected to her in a way. And then so then I like I had said, I had this knowing that we all worship a god and goddess because we are of the goddess energy. For women, even for men, we all have feminine and masculine energies within us, and those came from our goddess and god, our god and our goddess. Those masculine and feminine energies, because in reality, all it is it's the energy. The feminine energy is the goddess. The masculine energy is the god. So so what I'm getting to, I guess, is that my husband has a god. He doesn't have a goddess, or he didn't think he had a goddess, but he does. He has a goddess, and his goddess is me. I'm his goddess. And what made me come to this knowing was that we are all a part of God and goddess energies. So we are goddesses. We are gods. We, like men, to me, men are gods because they have more of that masculine energy within them. Men are gods. So if I'm treating my husband good and I'm doing, all these things for him, I'm making him dinner, I'm doing his laundry, I'm doing other things for him, like in bed, things like that, that's me worshiping him. That's me showing him love, showing him kindness, showing him that he's important to me. And every day by doing that, that's me worshiping God. So even for men, when when you're treating your lady right, when you're treating her good, and you're not putting your hands on her, and you're treating her like she's your queen, that's your goddess. You're worshiping her. You're treating her just like you would your deity. Just like you would hold on one second. Okay, so sorry, hold on, you guys. I'm veering in and out of Chicago traffic. You want to be fully aware of what you're doing, because if you're not fully aware of what you're doing, chances are you're going to get into a big ass accident and ain't going to be good. So, okay, back to this conclusion that I had. I was actually speaking to my goddess sister about this too. And my goddess sister, she has a goddess, but she didn't have a god. And that's when we were talking about this, and I told her, you do have a god. You have your husband. Your husband is your god. And having that is like your closest. I mean, how much better can it get? You live with your god. You live with your goddess. You sleep next to your god. You sleep next to your goddess. You're making love to your goddess. Like, that's powerful. So that's where I was like, it just came to me that we all worship a god and goddess. It doesn't have to be a deity. It doesn't have to, be your goddess doesn't have to be. What an idiot. I'm sorry. Ugh. I cannot stand it when people make stupid moves like that. This guy just cut me off. He just cut me off, and then he works for a company too. Oh, JJ. No, what is that? That's not JJ Fish. What is that? Jimmy John's. Jimmy John's. No wonder how the hell y'all be getting around like that, cutting people off. So anyway, and he don't even got a back window. What kind of delivery driver is that? Anyway, back to this thing. So that's what it it comes down to, is that we all have a god and a goddess. And like I said, it doesn't have to be somebody that's been in history. A goddess that's been in history, and that there's so many people that worship that same goddess. It doesn't have to be that way. Your goddess could be your wife. And then now that I think about it too, as children, we have gods and goddesses. We have our parents. Our mother and our father are our god and our goddess. And then as we grow up and we go into adulthood, that's when we marry. When we marry, that man, when I married my husband, he took the place of my father. So he became my God. Although my father is still my original God, my husband is now my God. And you don't have to just have one God. You don't have to just have one God. I have really, well, that sucks. There was an accident. I hope everybody's okay. Sorry you guys, I gotta try to find my way back over that way. There was like a big accident over there. That sucks. I hope everyone's okay over there. Oh, so anyway, yeah, yeah, I don't know, that threw me off right now, because I hate seeing things like that, and knowing that somebody could have been hurt. So it kind of throws me off a little bit. And then my head's kind of hurting too. I just got like a head pain right now. So hopefully everyone's okay over there. But so back to this theory of mine, or this knowing of mine. I mean, I'm pretty sure some people are gonna not agree with me, which is fine, because I'm just saying what was spoken to me, and this was just the knowing that I had, is that you can have multiple gods, multiple goddesses, but just know that if you're married, just know that you're living with your God, you're living with your goddess. It doesn't have to be your one and only god or goddess. You can have for instance, my goddess Yemaya, she's my goddess, but I also have my mother. My mother is also my goddess. She brought me into this world, and even if you don't have the best of relationships with your parents, or with your husband, or with your wife, just knowing that kind of makes you feel a little bit more like you should appreciate them a little bit more, and they should appreciate you, because you are of them. You came from them. They brought you into this world. Yeah, they have that power. They have that power because they are, they brought a life. They brought a life into this world, so they are, they should be getting treated, good. But then again, there are those parents that mistreat their children, and I don't blame people when they don't have a connection with their parents or anything like that. So I know that there are going to be people out there like, oh, well, my mom did this, or my dad did this to me, and this and that. Those are people that are still healing. Once you've healed from anything that anybody has done to you, and you've healed from it, you don't carry that anger within you anymore, because you realize that it's not worth it. It's really just taking energy, and it's taking energy in a negative way, and it's using up energy in a negative way. Like, to hate somebody and to hold anger against somebody takes away more energy from you than what it does to love somebody. Loving somebody is easy. It's easy, but to hate and to be angry and things like that, that's the hard part. That's the hard thing. And it's really actually harder for the person that's giving that hate and that anger to another person, it's damaging you more than what it's damaging the other person. So just kind of think about that, I guess. I know there was something else that I wanted to talk about. Oh, I remember now. So my husband had gotten me, he got me this, I don't know if you can see it, it's like on the top of my head, this right here. He got me, it's actually a pin. This is a pin, but it's made out of crystals. And I have dreadlocks, so dreadlocks you can't really put like hair clips and stuff like that. I don't know, maybe you can, but my hair just don't like them. So what I usually put in my hair, instead of hair clips, I put earrings in my hair, I put rings in my hair. Now I have a pin in my hair. And my husband had gotten me this pin as like a little gift, a little I love you gift to his goddess, of course. So he had gotten me this pin, and I had already known what these crystals were up here. Of course, they're clear quartz points, and then there's a little peridot somewhere up here. There's a little piece of peridot. And then over here, this crystal, I did not know what it was. But when I held it in my hand, it literally vibrated all the way up my arm, and it had this, it just felt like I was being tickled all through my hand. Like almost that feeling when you sit on your leg, you sit on your foot, when you sit on your foot and your foot falls asleep. That's the same feeling that my hand had. My hand had this tingling feeling all through it. And I was like, I told him, I'm like, I don't know what crystal this is, but it has a really strong vibration. And I told him it's like tickling my whole hand. And I didn't know what it was. And then I was like, well, I'm going to pin it on my hair, because he was like, well, I don't know what you're going to do with it, but I knew you'd like it. He's like, I don't know what you're going to do with it though. And I was like, well, I'm like, oh, I can pin it on a scarf. Because I like to wear scarves sometimes. Sometimes I like to wear head scarves, things like that. I'm like, oh, I can pin it on my scarf. And then I was like, wait, you know what? I'm gonna pin it in my hair. So then I had a ponytail in, and I pinned it on the top of my head. And then I started rubbing the crystal that I didn't know what it was. I started rubbing it, and then I had stopped rubbing it. Like I was rubbing it with my finger. And then I stopped rubbing it, and then all of a sudden I had this, like I said, I had this voice, this knowing in my head that it comes to me in my own voice, but it's nothing that I knew. And I heard the name in my head. I heard Lemurian calcite, and I was like, wait, you know what? I'm gonna Google it. I told Gito, I go, babe, I think the crystal spoke to me right now. Because I do have that. Sometimes crystals do speak to me. And, mostly of like the energies. Like I can kind of know certain things about certain crystals. As far as like, whether they're male, female, or what the metaphysical properties of them. There's certain crystals that they'll speak to me. And this one did, and sure enough, I googled Lemurian calcite, and then there it was. It was my crystal that I didn't know what it was, and it told me its name. And the funny thing was that my eye, this eye right here, this one had been twitching all day. It was twitching, and so I was wearing it for a while, and then the next day my eye stopped twitching. So then I was reading some of the properties of Lemurian calcite. It helps really good with anything with your eyes. It helps with with stress. It helps with with things like that. So it was really neat. I don't know. I was really intrigued by it. I was like, this is amazing. I love it. And it was just the perfect gift. And I don't know. Whenever I get a crystal from my husband, this is this pin right here. This is the second crystal. No, I lied, because he had gotten me an amber necklace that has like big amber beads all around it. It's really big and I love it. I probably had it in another video. You guys will probably see it. It's like this big yellow amber beads on it, and I love it so much. And then he had gotten me an amber ring, and he had also got me like a chunk of blue lace agate. So those are the crystals that I had gotten from my husband, and every time he gets me a crystal, I'm just so happy. I'm so happy about it because it means so much to me. It means so much that he knows how much I love crystals, and it's nice when somebody knows you well enough to be able to get you something that's going to be so meaningful to you, but they didn't even have to ask you what you wanted or what you would like. They just know. So that might also just be his connection with his goddess. Like I had said, he knows me, you know. And yeah, so I guess that'll be it for this video. And if you guys have any questions about anything, or you know, want to comment on this video, your thoughts of what, you know, what I had all said in this video, my knowings and things like that. Like I said, you don't have to agree with me. This is just what I was given. This is just what I was told, and I'm just putting it out there just to let you guys know that you might have been worshiping a god and a goddess and might have not even really thought about it. Like really thought about, you know, your wife or your mother or your father or your husband as being your god or your goddess. And you know, with Valentine's Day coming up too, with Valentine's Day, you know, take your wife out, take her out, you know, pay attention to little things that she likes. And you know, some girls don't really like expensive things. You know, you don't got to get them a Coach purse or, you know, things like that. Expensive, extravagant things, expensive perfumes. If my husband got me some incense, a crystal, and like oils or something like that, or something, I don't know, like anything little that it just means so much to me. And I don't ask for nothing big and extravagant. And the way that he shows me that he loves me is by, even if it was a little love note, just thinking about me and putting that time and that effort and that you know, that energy into loving me and things like that. Because anybody can go to, like, you know, a store and just buy something, and you know, it could be an expensive gift, and sure, she'll like it. But if you get her something that really came from your heart and had a meaning to it, you know, because the purse is only going to be good until it's worn out, and then she's going to want another one. Luckily for my husband, he doesn't have that type of wife. I'm not very high maintenance at all. If I can't make it, then we bargain shop. And that's, I love that, because I'm all about trying to save money and trying to, like, you know, do more important things. Like, you know, why would I want like a $200 purse when you can put $200 down on our car payments or something? It makes no sense to me. I've never been really that type of girl. Like, sure, expensive things are nice, but who needs it? You know, who needs it? I'd rather have a crystal. So yeah. All right, well, I think I'm gonna end this. That way I can focus on where I'm going and make sure I get there, because I don't know, I could end up in Bufu, Egypt by the time, I don't know. I'm gonna see. I think I'm on the right track, so it would help if I had my phone. That way I can call her if I get lost. So with all that being said, like I said, you guys, you know, go ahead and comment. Let me know how you think. Let me know how you feel about, you know, this knowing that I had, and you know, if it resonates within you, you know. And even if it doesn't, like, let me know. Just be, you know, be nice, be civilized about your comments. You know, I don't really take too kindly to people being rude and mean. And you know, that's not what I'm here for. I'm just sharing my thoughts and my feelings and my knowings with you. And you know, if you guys feel that they resonate within you, okay. If they don't, then okay. Like, all right, either way. So you guys have a very good day. I'm sure I will be doing a video again soon. Probably pretty soon. I'm thinking that we might do another Married to a Witch video for Valentine's Day. I'm not too sure what we're gonna do or what our plans are. I think we're just gonna play it by ear. So yeah, I guess I'll see you guys at the next video, and have a wonderful, wonderful day, and blessed be.